Okay. So just get the screen share on, then we'll get into it. Okay, so can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so Harinda, welcome to the Self-Contract Reading Training Level 2.
Hello.
Helping people create better relationships introductory webinar. So the purpose of this is just to give you a feel for the training and give you an overview, just so you can see if this interests you really. Maybe you want to, seeing it's just the two of us at the moment, just say why you've come on this and what your interest is in level 2, just so I get a feel for that, and I can take things from there.
Okay, well, I've really embraced the level 1 training. I've been doing soul contract readings for a number of people, and one of the main reasons I wanted to come on this was people do keep asking about when they change their name, particularly when they've got married, and how that name affects the patterns that are operating in their life. So I'm very interested in that. And also, as you know, my son had his name optimized. I found that process absolutely fascinating, and I'm hoping there's going to be a little bit of information about that on level 2 as well.
Yeah. How's he doing with that?
So well, we've noticed the difference. I noticed he's a lot more assertive. He's doing things without being told to do them. He's getting out there a bit more. I have noticed, yeah, definitely. It's very deep. It's very powerful. So again, that was my interest in coming along to this 4-day training.
Okay. It's been a couple of months now since we did that, 2 or 3 months, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was very happy with the name. It was like Christmas as far as he was concerned.
I think he was worried that it was going to be a strange name and people were going to mock him, but he's come up with a name that just fits so perfectly in the other names that he's got. I make a point of calling him by his new name now, and I think he's still working on getting it out there into the world, but it's definitely made a difference, I've noticed.
And how's his dad coping with it?
Yeah, well, his dad's kind of pretending it hasn't happened. He's not using using the name, but no, he's going with it. He's not. No, actually, it's funny you say that. I've just realised now there seems to be a lot less friction.
Well, that was the idea.
Oh gosh, I didn't realise. I thought it was just to dampen down all his sensitivity.
Well, that was part of it, but I think we also have to bring him into his power, so that it would have changed the balance of power with everybody.
Oh, yes. Now that you've drawn it to my attention, it has been there's never been any overt conflict in our house, but there was a lot of underlying kind of just frustration, and that seems to have fizzled away as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll draw that to his attention as well.
Yeah, there are multiple layers when you do this. We talk about how to actually handle that. The soul chooses the right name for the family dynamic to move forward, which is why he's changed quite radically by the sounds of it already, even after a couple of months.
Yes. No, it's been really, really fascinating. I'm really looking forward to learning about how the numbers affect each other and the overlays. So,
okay, well, let's get into that a bit more. So what have been the things that you've been facing with clients asking about family dynamics? Just so I've got some idea what you're having to deal with.
There's a lot of, because I work as a psychotherapist, and I've been inviting people to come and have a soul contract reading, people I've been working with, and a lot of them have come, and the issues are all around conflict, particularly in marriages.
Yeah.
People feel sometimes just completely at loggerheads and not being able to see a way through. There's a lot of not taking responsibility, but also just this like complete clashing of energies. And it's a bit difficult because I'm only ever working with one person. I don't do couples therapy, but it's quite fascinating how that level of conflict can completely destroy a person and overshadow everything and every bit of happiness that they have in their life. So it'd be wonderful to get some kind of an insight into what those dynamics are, even if I just have the other person's name and I'm not working with that person, having one of the pair of them there. That's mainly it, and the impact that getting married and changing your name has.
Okay. Well, we can talk all about that. This is a good time to go to the presentation. So let me just check if there's anyone else who's come on board. Actually, there actually is someone else here. Just a sec. I've got to go to the other computer and bring them in. So, hang on. Just going to stop sharing the screen briefly so I can get to all the controls. So we've got Jay's come on here. Hi, Jay. Just going to promote you to panelist if it'll do it. There you go. Hi, Jay.
Hey there, Nicholas. How's life?
Good. Yeah, I know. I can see your face now. How's New Jersey?
It's New York, but wonderful.
New York. Sorry.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah. So
Close
Jay,
enough.
This is Harinda here. So
Pleasure to meet you.
And you.
Yeah. So we just sort of getting a feel for what people are, what's brought people here. So you came at the perfect time. So what's brought you to the intro webinar, Jay? How's soul contract reading and being a instant parent and all the other stuff?
Well, the instant parent has certainly dominated the last. To give you a brief overview, about 21 months ago, my sister, who's a heroin addict, was forced to give up her children to my wife and I. So we have presently a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So it was quite a life change, and I really had to pull back my things. And I really had massive income sources. Now life is more stable, and I'm in room practice, so I was
You're breaking up a lot. Hang on.
So it's serendipity that's brought us.
Hang on. Let me just close some files, Jay. Can you?
Sure.
Yeah. We lost a lot of that. Okay. Can you say that again? Because it was very broken up, the sound there.
Oh, sure. I was just saying that it's been about 21 months now since the children came to live with us. They're 4, 3, and 1 now.
Yeah.
So during that last year and a half or so of time, it was overwhelming at times. It was the focus of my world was certainly on these children and their life. I really had to pull back from coaching a bit and focus more on some more passive areas of my life, and now I'm back to being a little bit more stable and having the time that I require for my coaching practice and to work with clients more directly. So serendipity has brought us here today.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I saw you register. I thought, he's got on top of the child raising thing, because you disappeared from him for a while there.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. And I think that my shadow states kind of created some of the excuses for why it was okay to go away.
Yeah.
And the reality is that my focus was required for these souls' survival and for their well-being for that period of time. And I'm a better person, and there are better people for it. So I'm glad I was able to spend my time that way.
I think it's a big step in life to look after your nephews and nieces in a crisis, which it was.
It's true. Well, and moving forward, it's I'm a father now. It's not a temporary situation.
I know.
So
yeah,
it's a blessing, really. It was unexpected, but one that my wife and I were dreaming about. It just showed up in a different way than we were expecting.
Than you expected, yeah. instantly. Just add water and then.
Right. In fact, as you remember, I was on my way to Asheville.
You were?
The day that it happened, it was, your second trip to Asheville there, and had to back out. Yeah.
Life changed.
Yep.
In a hurry. Oh, it's a big heart, Jay, doing that. I mean, that's a big ask.
Mm.
I appreciate that.
It
was really no choice. It wasn't even an ask. It was this incarnation in life that was part of why I came here. This trip, this go around, part of why I'm here is those souls, and it ties in beautifully. We're soon to be going through the adoption process, and in doing so, we're going to be all be choosing new names for ourselves. So,
well, then you'll come to the right place, because that's a major turning point. You can completely shift these children's lives from the trauma they've been through to something pretty wonderful.
Right.
Okay. So that's one of the reasons you're here.
Oh, precisely. Yeah. I mean, there's certainly professional reasons to be here, but more so than anything, it's personal.
Okay.
It's right where the rubber meets the road. This is my life. This is my children's life. So it's real for me. I
think it's very real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's interesting because it's helped me, having children has helped me a lot to transmute a lot of the energies of the seven. The sevens well enough, and me well enough to know that I was certainly playing a role for a long time, and having a new role to play is forced me to really face who I truly am on a deeper level, and it's exciting. It's exciting to come back to the work.
And kids always see under the mask within a microsecond. There's no mask for the kids. They know who you are.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. They feel it on a soul level more than anything I could ever present or say or pretend. They can feel it. It's visceral for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Your greatest teachers, all three of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, wait till they become teenagers. Mine's 16. Bigger than me. The ultimate teacher.
Yeah.
And you can't walk away. Yeah. Can you, Harinder? You can't walk away.
Nope. Even if you want to, you can't.
Can't walk away. Got to deal with it. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add about by being here? I think you've given a pretty good reason of being here.
Yeah, I have a big reason, and I think that's it.
Okay. Well, let me talk about the course and what the nitty-gritty of the course is about. So, okay. So, can you both see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So let me try and find a pen here, and I'll just talk about what we're actually going to do on the course. So, this is recorded for the guys who couldn't make it, because there are a bunch of other people thinking about it as well, but the time's not suiting them. The biggest question I get asked by people is, am I ready, Nicholas, for this? I haven't done enough readings. I don't understand the numbers. I want to get it perfect, all the 10 ones, etc. Or 11 twos, which is most stock contract readers. I don't have enough structure. I haven't put it together enough. And the simple answer is that as long as you've done at least 5 birth chart readings, so you've transmitted properly 5 times, okay, which I presume both of you have, okay, then is that the case? You both yeah. Then you're activated. So you've done enough work with enough numbers to get activated, and it's at an energetic, unconscious level. And as long as you have a reasonably good understanding of the essence of the 22 numbers, okay, you don't have to know all the detail, because that's why we write the manual. As long as you understand essentially what a 3 is and a 4 is, and you can tell the difference between the numbers, you'll be fine on level 2. Okay, because this work is more about it's a threefold transmission of level 1, level 2, level 3. It's not just the information, it's actually an activation. 3 activations happen, so that your DNA and your soul reawakens to what you actually already know. All this is actually in you, it's just dormant. And it took us a while, Amber and I, to figure this out, but once we split it into 3 levels, we noticed that progressive quantum leap each time a practitioner does the work, does a new level, and it activates their lower level understanding and high dimensional access to the work. And by the time people hit level 3, they say to me, Apollo said to me, I don't need the manual, Nicholas. And lots of people say to me, I just know it. It's quite different when I'm preparing readings. I just know. And it's sort of like they've come out into the light and they are it. And so this is the process of becoming the work. Okay, it's about the best way I can describe it. So all the worries and concerns about the 11-2 trying to get it right and the 5 wanting the ultimate truth falls away because you're just in the moment, and when you're with the client or preparing or in the reading, you just know what you need to say. It's just all there. That's just the best way I can describe what this evolves into when you've done the 3 levels.
Good the kids.
And so this is actually a quantum leap in transmission with the work. One of the practitioners said to me from the last training, she said, this is about 10% of the work. And when you do level 2, you get the other 80-90%. In terms of the content. I just was watching the testimonials this morning, preparing for this. And I'd forgotten she said that, because she's another practitioner, a friend of hers who told her to come on this, referred her, said that to her, and that's totally true. This is just massively deeper, the way this goes, when you start to get into how all the numbers interrelate between people. Yeah, okay. Because it's enough to be creating your own reality as an individual, but then you're interacting with all these different aspects with everybody else. Okay. If you guys could just go on mute if there's any background noise there. And so it gets vastly more complex, the interrelations that can happen. Okay. It's on the bottom left, Jay. So, and then what happens is that amongst that peace soup of those many interactions we have around lots of people, I'll show you in the course how you pick out all the important things which are driving people crazy. Okay, in a relationship, like Harinda was talking about, she has clients and within marriages, lots of conflict. So we will get to the core elements of what's creating that conflict. And then once that's understood, we get to recommendations of what do you do about it, which is what everyone wants to know. Now what, Jay? Okay, now what? And this is what we do with this. It's the now what. So you're going to an exponentially another level with this work when you do this. And the aim is to create better relationships, excuse me, more conscious relationships, rather than our ego just fighting it out and trying to survive, which is what it is for most people. Okay. So that's what we can do with this. So I'm going to clear my throat. So what's this all about? So what we do with level 2 is that we understand 2 different types of names. The names the client has, the different commonly used names or married names or whatever they have, which change through time, which is part of their evolutionary process. And then we also look at the relationships, the impact of the relationships in their life. And this is all how it impacts on their birth chart. And so this is how it looks. So you've learned here all about how the 7 aspects work on a birth chart. Okay. All right. You know how this creates someone's reality, and you know how to help someone work through those issues. And then we add another level of complexity. We put these layers of icing on this. Think of this as the cake of their life. We put the layer of their current name, which has a whole bunch of new energies which go into this, that infuse into the adjacent aspects, same aspects, physical karma to physical karma, for example. Then you've got their partner, who's in their face pretty much most of the time. And then you've got, say, their mother's birth chart names. All these are your 3 new kids, Jay, all happening simultaneously. So we look at how does that help someone grow, or it may hinder them, it may create conflict. Ultimately, you'll grow from that if you consciously engage with it. But we bring consciousness to all these layers. And so then the the client can see, now I know why all this is happening. And the next step is, what do I do about it? And I teach you how you help a client deal with all that and manage their partner, their mother, their kids, and to flow with that so you can resolve the conflicts and create more harmony. Okay, because most people are going around not having any idea what's happening in the interactions, and which creates mostly chaos. All right, and they learn the hard way. So here, what we do is that we look at the overlay effects of each of the 22 letters of Hebrew. Okay, how these letters affect all the other letters, and we do that by using case studies, your friends and family. So bring the kids along, Jay, and we'll take the whole system apart and show you what's going on. Okay, and you bring the big stuff, which is actually impacting the relationships in your own lives and your clients' lives. Okay, and I'll show you how it works. We can look at the whole thing, and we look at what are the energy patterns that repeat themselves through current names, married names, different partners, because what happens is that we contract with key people in our life to come and mirror to us certain issues which we need to get, which is why sometimes the same girlfriend or boyfriend type of person turns out 3 or 4 times till you get the idea. Then it changes. So those patterns are not evident in the birth chart, but they can become very clear in an overlay, because there's only so much room, so much you can do with 7 aspects. But you start throwing in 7 times 5 to 10 people, it gets really interesting then. So Spirit designs it all. So you get this infusion of energy from all these other people who turn up just at the right time. And so what it does is it allows people, you can help people understand their past and present relationship experience, why all that stuff happened. And they can see, just like on their birth chart, in their relationship chart, they can see, what did I learn from this? What are the gifts? So we focus on the gifts that they get out of those relationships, even though some of them can be quite strong experiences. And those gifts are going to enable you to mentor your client, coach your client to discover, connect with, and manifest their soul destiny. Because if we were just sitting on a desert island by ourselves with our soul contract and had no other people around, the growth rate will be very slow. The pea soup of modern life with all these people, in our face, virtually and physically, accelerates our growth enormously. And this is how we can deliver our gift of service eventually. Okay. So I'm sure there'll be some repeating patterns with your 3 kids. That'll be very interesting to look at. And then I teach you how to deliver the readings, because it's another skill altogether. Because you've only got so much time to explain what's going on. And because there's a lot of data, we explain how to deliver the key points, just like we do with the birth chart reading. Right. So we'll spend a lot of time looking at arrows going across the screen between all the different names, and how issues, how 2 karmic issues can either, one can support each other or they can clash for the same number. How a talent goes into this, what we call talent gateway here, and impacts the adjacent karma and goals. So how someone can push someone else's buttons enormously. How Harinder's son no longer has a power struggle with his father because we just optimized his name 3 months ago. Okay. How some clashes, even though they can be painful, actually lead to an acceleration of growth, and how some don't, how some lead to a complete self-destructive cycle, and everything in between. So these connections across these overlay interactions are the glue, the hooks that pull people together in relationships, and it's Spirit designs specifically for that purpose. Okay. So we'll spend a lot of time doing that. So I'll talk about the principles, and we'll do a lot of case studies, basically. So think about who you're going to bring along. Bring along the most challenging people you have, your family, your kids. Bring clients along. It's all confidential. The stuff which is Like, my God, what do I do here? And we'll show you what you do. Then you can go out and try it. So, real world situations is how we teach the workshop, just like we teach level 1. It's going to clear my throat. And everyone will get a turn, okay? And then we will get on to, once we've learned those principles, well, how do you understand what's going on? Then we actually become proactive and say, okay, even more proactive than just giving recommendations. We look at how do we optimize, in this case, your 3 kids' names. Okay, we always optimize some people's names, so we can do one of the kids, Jay. So pick the one who has the biggest challenges, and we'll do that one. Have to think about it. Got a couple of weeks. Okay, Harinder was just saying her son has completely changed since we optimized his name 3 months ago. Completely changed from being hypersensitive and disempowered to being assertive, less disempowered, more grounded. Has completely changed. And so optimizing the name basically is where we infuse the right frequencies from an optimal name to work through all the karmic and goal issues, bring the talents online, help the client achieve their conscious goals. And it's very powerful. I mean, I had my name done about 10 years ago, and that's why I can do what I do now, because it's completely moved me from being a victim most of my life to being much more empowered, making a difference, re-attracting the right sort of people, and being grounded and coming into my power. Still work in progress, but I would have given up on life without the right name. And you can give someone's life back. They can claim their life back with the right name. It's quite amazing. And it's a real art form, but the dance of optimizing a name is sort of like this. It's where there is you've got your client here, or one of your kids, and life is not working so well. Okay? And then the soul has chosen an optimal name, and the process which I'll teach you is about following the flow of energy down the easiest pathways to get to that name. Okay? And trying not to hit the walls here where you hit dead ends. So I'm going to teach you this process. This is about following the natural flow of spirit. Okay? Because within every soul there is an optimal name. You just got to uncover it at the right time. And then they can take a quantum leap in their growth. It's one of the fastest, that and divine healing in this system are the fastest way to grow in terms of what we offer, because you're basically reprogramming someone's entire life. Obviously, you've got to get it right, which is I'll spend a lot of time teaching you how to get it right. Okay, but you can give them the gift of an amazing life. Well, they're actually creating you. The fact that they found you is creating an amazing life. Okay, so it means they're organized. If they've turned up and asked you this question, can you optimize my name, Jay? Because that means they know what they're doing at some level. Okay. So, yeah, basically, ultimately, they can work through all their karmic, goal, and talent issues and manifest their gift of service and maximize their potential in life. And it's not there's usually several different names someone could have, but it all depends how their personality has turned out. And that's unknown when they first start off. So they can consciously take back their power and say, Jay, I want to be this, because this is what I've come to in life. And there might have been 3 or 4 ways they could have turned out. And so you can take that and their energy and give them that gift with these techniques. So that's very powerful. And then getting on to kids now. So we do baby naming. So that's an opportunity to help give the new children the best possible start in life, so they don't have a 9 in karma or 21-3 in their chart or something horrible like that. So you can actually eliminate the real Titanic iceberg stuff and give them the best chance, which I'll talk a lot about. Sometimes we name real babies. One of the practitioners, a couple of workshops ago, we actually named her newborn in the workshop. That was really powerful. Really, really powerful. So you can create more harmony for the child and the family dynamic, and they can align with the flow of your soul. And basically, they can just get on with it. We'll talk about how to consciously parent the new children. So you can be our guinea pig there, Jay. Just think about all the key issues, prioritize them, and we'll go through them. Basically, here's what this child needs, and then we could do the name optimization to address the specific stuff that you guys have to deal with. Your channel will open more here, just with level 2, and we already talked about the body transmission, the second transmission here. Okay, so you just had the appetizer with level 1. This is sort of the main. Seriously, this is the main course. And you're going to practice and give readings to each other. So they're just like level 1, you can practice, and then you can. Sorry, the printer's going to go off here. My son's printing, and then you can actually deliver readings soon after the workshop, and you've just got to study and practice here. Okay. All right. Any questions on that so far? Okay, so we're running the course on the 19th to 22nd of February. So it'll be live, and sorry, not many people attend live, although Harinda, maybe you want to attend live because that's part of your homework to get out in the world. We're not too far, you're not too far away. So it'll be 1 to 8:30 UK for you, Harinda, and Eastern will be the 8 a.m. to 3:30 for you, Jay. Your deposit is 124 quid for pounds or 156 US, and this is the full exchange, 508 UK or 640 US. You're getting a better deal actually, Jay, because the pound's got weaker since Brexit. So be in. And you just, you know where the website is, soulcontractreadingtraining.com. Click on level 2, and then Antigone will organize everything, and we'll have a lot of fun. I love teaching this training. It's really a very rich process. So I'm just going to turn off the sharing. It's a very rich process, and it's the next step for clients, because that's what they always ask. Okay, you have done my birth chart, Harinda. Now tell me about everyone else, because I can see how powerful this is. I want to know deep down what's actually happening and what do I do about it. It's very strong. So any questions, guys, after all that? Pretty clear?
Yeah, sounds really good. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. So energetically, it's quite strong, so you need to be reasonably rested and not. I know it'll be demanding for you, Jay, with the kids anyway, but it is pretty demanding energetically because it's going to take you to another level. Okay. But looking forward to sharing this with you and for everyone else watching this video as well.
Likewise, I couldn't be more excited. Really, since I've met you, Nicholas, this level of the activation, this level of the training has been what's been calling me. It's really why I found you, and I think that there was a part of me that wanted to hurry up and get to this point, but I couldn't be here till now. The timing wasn't right till now, so I'm really excited to be at the precipice of learning this information.
Yeah. And because of the instant parenting experience, you'll then have this amazing gift to give to your clients. Which you can see what this can do already just by talking about it. Once you've actually get in there, get your hands in the mud and mold the energy and play with it, you realize what you can do for other parents who are struggling.
Yeah.
They're really struggling, and you can't send them back. So they're going to do a very bad job, or you're going to become more conscious,
right,
and do a really good job eventually. And so you can give that amazing gift because you've had cold-face experience for 18, 21 months.
Right.
Yeah, and then they'll just say, thank you, Jay, my God, you saved us, because it can get pretty difficult if the parents don't understand what's going on. And I learned just with raising Gabriel, we knew because we named him from the beginning. We knew exactly how he ticked and have raised him accordingly. And he's had a completely different childhood than if we'd been unconscious about it, which is how it started.
Right.
You see,
Yeah.
There's total support for the child and all their issues, and flowing and educating. And the thing that happens with kids once they have that from the beginning, or soon afterwards, after being born, they feel that, how do my parents know me so well? And it builds amazing trust, because they know the parents are doing their best to go with the natural flow of the child, rather than trying to force them to do stuff which is not going to work. It's just not going to work because it's not on their chart. It's just completely the wrong thing to do. Yeah. So like Gabriel has 11 twos, and when he was primary school, they sort of had got some of the kids to try and work out a problem without giving them any structure. So half of them were lost. He was lost. And because that wasn't the right thing to do, you got to give the kids some structure. So it's very good for their learning process as well. Okay, thank you for coming. It was going to be Harinder and I initially, but nice foursome, all three's them here. So the fourth person is the computer recording. So we look forward to seeing you. Any questions? Ask Antigone. She knows all about this. We're really critical. You want to ask me if you need to. Okay.
I look forward to it. I look forward to getting to know you better as well, Harinder. Obviously, we're going to know each other as you can imagine. So I look forward to it.
Yeah. It's going to be good. Yeah.
You look so transformed, Jay. You look like you've just grown so much from this past 21 months.
That's like true.
The hidden seven, the real you is showing himself. It's like your energy's coming out. It's like, I'm here and I'm getting on with it.
Right. Whereas I think before I was like trying to choose the right energy to match the person that was in front of me.
Yeah.
Rather than just radiating who I am, I was trying to fit myself to the situation, being this big chameleon.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you've been pretty consistent in the past half hour or so. It's like, this is me. It's lovely. It's lovely to see.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, people. Thank you for your time and your contribution. All to sharing.
Nicholas. Okay. See you next week then.
Okay.
Okay. And you, Jay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.